Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories: strange AI-linked book sales and South Korea's push to discuss ending the war with the North. To help you follow today's episode, full transcripts and vocabulary lookups are available at LinguaWire.com. Our first story is about secondhand books, huge bulk orders, and a surprising link to AI. Now we go to Grace, our LinguaWire correspondent for technology.
Thanks, Daniel. Booksellers are seeing something odd. Huge orders for used books do not look like normal reader orders.
That does sound unusual. How big are these orders?
Very big. One bookseller in Northumberland said one order from a Canadian company was about his usual weekly sales. He said he had never seen anything like it in 30 years in the second-hand book trade.
So this is not a small change in business. It's a jump that really stands out.
Exactly. Booksellers in different places have reported the same kind of pattern.
And the big question is, who wants all these books and why?
That is the mystery. Many booksellers suspect the books are not going to readers at all. The guess is that they are being bought for AI systems, which need large amounts of text to learn from.
So the books may be part of a data pipeline, not a library shelf.
Yes, and that idea became stronger after a court case in the United States. In 2025, a judge ruled that using these books to train AI was not copyright violation in that case.
That ruling seems important. It gives people a legal reason to think this market could grow.
It does. Then more court documents were opened last month. They showed that books were being destroyed during the training process for Anthropic's chatbot, Claude. The company said its data comes from several sources. It said it does not buy and destroy rare or old books.
So the company denies that it is targeting rare books, but the worry is still there.
Right. For booksellers, that is the uncomfortable part. They like selling books that have sat unsold for years, and recycling them can make sense.
But not if a rare book is bought only to be pulped.
Exactly. One seller said some books are the only surviving copy of an old edition. Others may be less rare, but still carry real value for readers, collectors, and libraries.
So the story is not just about sales. It is about what happens to knowledge when machines need more and more text.
That is right. The mystery is commercial, but it is also about culture and care.
Grace, what details made sellers suspect AI in the first place?
The mix of titles was one clue. They mentioned unusual books, even obscure Latin texts and cowboy novels.
That is a strange list.
It is. That random mix does not look like a normal reader's list. But it does look useful if you want fresh training data for a large AI model.
So the variety itself became a clue.
Yes. Booksellers also said the orders often looked random with no clear pattern.
And that made ordinary market explanations harder.
Exactly. Some sellers are happy to move stock that has been sitting for years. But others feel uneasy because a book can be both a product and a piece of culture.
That tension is now at the center of the story.
It is. And for many sellers, the hardest part is not the sale. It is not knowing what happens after the sale.
Our second story is about South Korea, North Korea, and a new call to talk about ending the war. Now we go to Owen, our LinguaWire correspondent for World Affairs.
Thanks, Daniel. South Korea's president has proposed talks with North Korea about officially ending the war between them.
That is a major move. But the war has been frozen for a long time, right?
Yes, the fighting stopped in 1953 with an armistice, but there was never a peace treaty.
So the two countries are still technically at war.
Exactly. President Lee Jae-myung made the proposal at a ceremony for Liberation Day.
What did he want those talks to do?
He called for talks between the two sides as the directly involved parties. He also spoke about a multi-layered security system to reduce flare-ups near the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ.
And he linked this to nuclear tensions too.
He did. Lee said the talks could also be a place to discuss practical ways to halt the North's nuclear ambitions.
That sounds carefully worded.
It is. North Korea has kept testing ballistic missiles, including one fired into the sea on Tuesday.
That missile test makes the timing feel very sharp.
It does. It was the 11th suspected test this year. It came just days before a scheduled joint military exercise between the United States and South Korea.
So there is a clear mix of diplomacy and pressure at the same time.
Yes, and South Korea is trying one more channel before things harden again.
What has North Korea said about this offer?
Not much yet. North Korea has not reacted to Lee's proposal. Its state media did report Kim Jong-un marking its own Liberation Day events.
So there was no sign of a reply.
No sign at all that Pyongyang is ready to meet Seoul at the table.
That silence says a lot in itself.
It does. North Korea has rejected earlier outreach from Lee. It criticized the nuclear-powered submarine deal between South Korea and the United States. It also attacked the joint drills as a threat.
So both sides are still sending signals, even when they are not speaking directly.
Yes, the language on both sides remains hard.
How far apart do they still seem?
Very far apart. Lee is trying to thaw relations. North Korea says unification with the South is no longer possible. It also calls South Korea a main enemy.
What does this proposal tell us about the moment in the region?
It shows a real trade-off. Leaders want safety, but they also want space to talk.
And if the missile tests keep coming?
Then trust stays low. If talks begin, there may at least be a channel for reducing risk, even without a full peace deal.
First, 3 words from the book story. Bulk. This means a large amount of something, bought or sold together. In the story, it described the huge book orders. Example, we bought paper in bulk for the school project. Warehouse, this is a big building where goods are stored. In the story, the books were being shipped to faraway warehouses. Example, the boxes are waiting in the warehouse. Pulped, this means turned into pulp, so the paper can be recycled or destroyed. In the story, people worried that books might end up pulped. Example, old newspapers are sometimes pulped and reused. Now a grammar point, are being used. We use this form for things happening now, or for a process already in progress. Example, books are being shipped to faraway warehouses. Example, books are being destroyed during the training process. Repeat after me. Are being used. If LinguaWire is helping you, the kindest thing you can do to support our growing team and language learning program is leave a rating wherever you're listening. It's how other learners find the show. And if something could be better, tell us through the feedback form at linguawire.com.